You are listening to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
Up a ring and onto the mic. Golden locks, throwing chains on tight. I'll rule the airwaves, I own the night. Crank up the volume, feel the heat down. Turn up the dial, let me preach. Running this town with a steel cage smile. When the bell rings, I do it with style. I'm the Lord of Saturday night. One hair thunder, taking the mic. Bodies tell the truth, no fear, no fight. Bow down, cause I'll rule tonight. Taking the mic, body said the truth, no fear, no fright. Bow down, cause I rule tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio. Whoa, stop that. Thank you. RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network. I am your host, Lord Amadeus, the president and CEO of RAWF. My co-host this evening, live in Montreal, he is...
¡Hola, muchachos!
Ladies and gentlemen, El Vacant is here. Hola, El Vacant.
Hola, señor. ¿Cómo está?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Getting ready for Immortal. It's gonna be a happening already. I'm feeling it. I'm just feeling it already. How are you feeling?
Doing pretty well. It's been a pretty busy couple of weeks, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, definitely has been that. We're gonna get into all of the RAWF news. And leading up to the journey to Immortal, which will come to you live April 6th from Las Vegas, Nevada. Immortal 12, the Casino Royale, coming to Las Vegas here. In just, what is it? 4 weeks from tomorrow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 4 weeks. 4 weeks from tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Not that far off, it doesn't feel like, but yet there's a lot to do before we get there. First of all, let's get to some GM reports and event reports here. I'll start with the tag report that Unstoppable put out earlier today. Get down to it. There it is. All right, so this is Unstoppable's tag report as of earlier today. Top 5 tag teams after 2 of 6 rounds. In first place, the Canadian Connection. In second place, the Cage Shakers. In third place, the reigning tag champs, the 2 Miserable Effers. And 2 teams tied for fourth place, Hotness Overload, and a new team, Kicks and Giggles. All right, so that is the tag report after a couple of matches there. Thank you, Unstoppable. Hatfield and McCoy, I can tell you that I made the tournaments and started them probably just a couple hours ago. I believe we had a total of 32 people sign up. And, of course, the winner of the Hatfield and the McCoy tournaments each will face each other to see who will go on to Immortal to face the Hatfield and McCoy champion. Next up, let me bring in the lovely Maeve O'Hare. She has a report for us. Maeve?
Oh, that I do, boss man. Good evening. Good evening, Vacant.
Oh, hi.
But yeah, I've got an exciting update for the Bridges tourney. We're in the final round. So this is the big money round. And it is down to Hall of Famer Knox Boogie. And I don't want to go too far because I know you're probably going to talk about it later in the show, but one of the fan favorite suggestions for this year's Hall of Fame class, Kenny Boy Ken Costa. So good luck to both of them.
All right. Ken Costa and Knox Boogie in the finals of the tournament. That's awesome. All right. Good luck to both of them. And Extreme Enigma is here, the Iconoclast GM. Enigma, do you have a report?
Yes, I do, LA. Am I coming through?
Yep.
Here's the report from the Iconoclast division. We are still waiting for final tournament champions, but it is down to a few people. In the World Tournament, we have Soul Reaper, who is either going to face Miss Beautifatal or Destroyer in the finals. Then over for the Universe, we have Kicker, DW, and Chris Cage. Moving on to the semifinals, and we're waiting for Cy versus Sassy Applebee's to finish up there.
All right. Excellent. Thank you, Enigma. Next up is the Paragon of Greatness, the Ultimate Gauntlet GM. Paragon?
We have a short but sweet update here. Congratulations are due as we have a brand new Ultimate Gauntlet champion. Sassy Applebee's has claimed that championship belt. And for everybody that's familiar, that means one thing. In the very near future, I will be sending out a new company invite for the signups for the Ultimate Gauntlet. A new season is going to begin. I'll post the updated rules. And of course, that means if you want to get in ahead of the wave of several signups, you want to go in and sign up right now.
All right. Thank you, Paragon. That is your GM reports. Let's take a look at some tournaments here that we have ongoing besides the St. Bridges tournament, which, as Maeve said, is in the finals. Let's take a look now at, well, I love it when tournaments disappear. All right, well, I'll have to find that one, but I'm sure it's around. Biatch of the Month, we'll start with that. That one started earlier this week, and it is already in round two. In round two, we've got Davila taking on the reigning estrogen champion, Miss Beautifatal. We have Destroyer taking on Nimue Wintershroud. We have Maeve O'Hare taking on Eva, Natalia Nitro taking on Seabell, Tigress taking on Extreme Enigma, DW taking on Wildfire. It's Angel Bitch taking on Crazy Mama, and Sassy Applebee's taking on the Cougar. And I'm going to just give me a second here. I'll find this. All right, Arsehole of the Month is in round two. Right now, waiting on the Immortal Griffith versus Toxic Megatron Avenger. Strangleheart has beaten Flynn Savage. He will face the winner of Griffith and Megs, whatever. There's some nickname for him. Ken Costa will take on Dr. Kent in the next round. Rating on Razor versus Undertaker. The winner of that will face Hobo Ezekiel. Agent of Hate has defeated Hardcore Jim Steele. He awaits the winner between Crazy Serb and Killin' Neptune in the next round. Money Sue taking on Blake Effin Bradley. The Minion taking on Nightcrawler. Johnny Mayhem taking on Hot Shot Chaz. The winner of that match will go on to face Rick Nelson, who defeated Simply the Best to move on. Redneck Avenger taking on Big Papa. Chris Cage has defeated Magnificent Michael. So he awaits the winner of Redneck Avenger and Big Papa. Ciro El Napolitano taking on Papa Shaker, and Andy Price taking on the Paragon of Greatness in the Arsehole of the Month. Let's see if I can find the Extra Points tournament. Let's see here. Let me guess. Yes, there it is. All right. It is in round three. Right now, Miss Beautifatal taking on Big Effin' Hitman. Chris Cage taking on Hotshot Chaz. Natalia Nitro taking on Seabell. Hobo Ezekiel moves on to the quarterfinals by defeating Killin' Neptune. So he awaits the winner between Natalia Nitro and Seabell. Davila taking on Maeve O'Hare. The winner of that match will go on to the semifinals to face Tigress. Knox Boogie taking on DW, and the Paragon of Greatness has already beaten Strangle Art. He moves on to the quarterfinals, awaiting the winner of DW and Knox Boogie. All right, so that is your tournament report thus far. And now we move on to Superstars. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow's Superstars comes to you live from the Bell Center here in Montreal. And it is going to be happening. Let's take a look here. So, as we said, from the Bell Center in Montreal, the lovely Miss B there with the brand new Estrogen Championship. But for the Superstars Championship, 2 members of the Elevated Society will square off. Papa Shaker defends the title against Flynn Savage, and El Vacant. Papa Shaker, I think, is he's gone for it's going to be 49 days. If he defends tomorrow, it'll be for 49 days and 5 successful defenses. So that's kind of ties the best record over the last few years here. And I have a feeling Papa Shaker was probably going to keep that championship tomorrow.
Yes, especially now that you've said that out loud.
Yeah, I have a feeling. I mean, it stays with the Elevated Society either way, but I don't see. And I mean, maybe Flynn wants it, and they'll fight it for square and square. We'll see. It's hard to tell. And then also for the Multimedia Championship, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow the Extreme Enigma defends against Kenny Boy Ken Costa, and this is a big one. Who goes on to Immortal as the Multimedia Champion? Will it be Enigma or will it be Ken Costa?
Wait, doesn't he have like a line of people that he's pissed off to challenge now? Like if they keep it from Ken, isn't there like another one right following?
Yeah, but we'll get to that if we need to get to that. Right now, we've got Enigma and Ken Costa tomorrow.
Someone really should explain to them that Multimedia Champion doesn't mean piss everybody off champion. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, this is true. I can't disagree with that at all. But yeah, it's going to be a good matchup, though. I have a feel, But Enigma has this habit. He wins a title, or they win a title, and then they decide to defend it a couple weeks later. Did the same thing with the Midnight Hobo Championship a few months ago. And so I don't know. Was this a smart move? If I was Enigma, I probably would have sat on this title to at least Immortal, wouldn't you?
I think they just risked a guaranteed title fight at the biggest pay-per-view of the year just cause.
Yeah, I don't. But we will discuss that with Enigma later in the program. But that is tomorrow's Superstar. The two big title matches tomorrow. But let's get the rest of the card, and I believe you know what that means. Do you not?
I think I do. I think I get to talk to one of my buddies.
You get to talk to the one and only.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Randolph Mortimer Draw, a.k.a. Randy M. Draw, is here. Randy, good evening. Your boss, man, I'm in a little problem here. I'm not sure what do they speak here? They speak the French language, right here in Montreal, mostly?
Yeah.
I'm having a little trouble getting on with the locals, if you know what I'm saying. But, hey, how's everybody doing tonight? All right, so here's what I got for tomorrow's Superstars undercard. It is star-studded. It is incredible. I can't wait. We got Nightcrawler taking on the Moose. We got Des Bryan taking on Nimue Winterfresh or Wintermint or whatever the heck her name is now. Uh, the Crippler taking on Evan Deadly. Andy Price taking on Spectacular. Basic Jan taking on the unsettled Chris Cage. DVT takes on Hobo Ezekiel. By the way, you may hear a few names twice. That's makeup matches for early missed rounds. So if you hear someone twice, that's why. DVT versus Hobo Ezekiel. Roger the Pirate taking on the Razor. Greek God Jim Steele takes on Johnny Mayhem. Big Papa takes on Maeve O'Hare. Damia to take on Luzon Warrior Queen Falcon. The Minion will take on Eva. Tigress takes on Sean Hitman Hood. Honey Thunder Apples takes on Kayla the Governess. Black Lilith to take on Tad Beaglewolf Dennis. Miss Beautifatal takes on Magnificent Michael. The Mancunian Maniac takes on Hot Cheese. Seabell takes on Killer Neptune. Rick Nelson takes on Boney. DW Diesel Warrior takes on Natalia Nitro. Crazy Serb to take on Joey A. Hotshot Chaz takes on Simply the Best. That's a big matchup right there. Knox Boogie takes on DVT. Strangleheart takes on Scythe. Alley Knight takes on Redneck Avenger. Money Sue takes on Undertaker. Destroyer takes on Mystic Maniac. Kicker takes on newcomer Olivia. Mick, I have no more vowels after that. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. Someone's gonna have to help me out there. Honey Thunder Apples takes on Dark Warrior. Davila takes on Wildfire. Mark Caliber versus Aaron McFadden. Stormtrooper of Death takes on Cara DeVille. The Immortal Griffith takes on Dr. Kent. Psycho Girl takes on Big Effin' Hitman. Where was that? Okay. Marquis Desaad takes on Not Toxic Megatron Avenger. Agent of Hate takes on Blake Bradley. Deez takes on Bruiser Omega. Paragon of Greatness to take on the Soul Reaper, the Celtic Nightmare there. Sassy Applebee's takes on Billy Gunn. Uber Vegan TPO takes on Sophia McFadden. Angel Bitch takes on Kitty Kabam. Cyro El Napolitano takes on Sisulululu. And the Cougar takes on, and I just got, what's it say? McInnes. Okay, so that's Olivia McInnes. Okay, that's so weird. That's such a weird spelling. But thank you to the person that corrected me. I'm much appreciated, much obliged. McInnes. We'll go with that. Should it look like a capital L? What can I say? It's all right. Anyways, that's your undercard for tomorrow's Superstars, boss man. I'm gonna go out and get. Do they? I don't know.
Poutine. Go get some poutine. Trust me, you'll thank me later.
There you go. I'm gonna get me some of that poutine. I do love that. Oh wait, that doesn't mean what I think it means, does it?
Probably not.
Okay.
You'll still thank me later.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go get me some of whatever he's talking about. Good night, everybody. This is Randolph Mortimer Draw signing out. All right, so that is tomorrow's Superstars, ladies and gentlemen, live from here from the Bell Center in Montreal. But next weekend, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a great weekend. You know where we're going, Lake, and you know it's going to be a party. I'm looking so much forward to next weekend in Dublin. How about you? You excited about it?
Oh, I always enjoy going. You know, I would prefer to not be there during Lent, but beggars can't be choosers.
Well, St. Patrick's Day. That's going to be the biggest party. What better place to celebrate that? One of the greatest party holidays.
I don't really celebrate it the way we do here. Well, I shouldn't say we. I'm not from here, but y'all do it in the United States.
Oh, that's what I want. I can't wait to experience that. Following Dublin, following week we'll be in Paris. Unfortunately, we will not be broadcasting that weekend in Paris, which is a shame, but is what it is. We'll enjoy our weekend in Paris, relaxing and getting ready next week for the week after that for Berlin, going to Berlin, Germany for the first time. in RAWF history before we come back to the States to Las Vegas for Immortal 12. So let's talk about Immortal 12, shall we? Well, come on, there it is. Let's talk about Immortal 12, ladies and gentlemen. Casino Royale, April 6th from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And we already have, I know of at least at least three matchups. I believe Paragon of Greece and Ken Costa will be going at it. I'm not sure I can't remember what the steps are. I'm sure one of them will remind me here later in the program. But we do got a couple of other matches. Uh, Only two though. Only one contenders match done, but we'll talk about that in a second. We've got the Buried Alive match first of all between Soul Reaper and Bruiser Omega, aka the Cerebral Maniac, aka I've got so many names it's ridiculous. But these two, some bad blood between them. What have you been thinking about this match, Elvagan?
First of all, I've been thinking we need to like staple a nameplate to him so it stays. But other than that, I don't have a ton of background. I know there is background between these two, but I don't have a ton of it. I haven't done that research quite yet. I'm slacking. But like I said, I know there's history between these two men, and I'm gathering that it's not great. And Reaper likes to how do I want to say this? Reaper likes to pick fights with people he thinks he has issues with, and apparently he thinks he has issues with this man, and we'll see how that goes for him.
All right. Also, one title match set for Immortal at press time here, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a big one. Wait a minute. Where'd it go? There we go. There. All right. Can you see it? Because mine's a little laggy. Can you see? There it is.
I see something.
Yeah, I bet you do. Ladies and gentlemen, Midnight Hobo Championship is set for Immortal 12. It will be the reigning champion Nightcrawler defending against Destroyer. Destroyer looking for her first major RAWF championship. And what do you think of this matchup for the Midnight Hobo Championship?
I have no choice. I am morally obligated that I'm gonna go with Destroyer on this one.
I mean, I have to agree. I think Dee after everything she's been through, she's going to be pretty motivated. I think going into the biggest pay per view of the year. But we shall see. Nightcrawler will have at least two titles to defend at Immortal, so she could have the advantage there.
Well, and she apparently has a moose on her side, so.
Yes, apparently she does. Those two are BFFs now, her and Mama Moose, apparently. So, yeah, she got all that behind her. Hopefully, only good things ahead, and I think they start at Immortal, certainly. It's an incredible. It will be an incredible night. And amazingly, there was one other contender match finished, but it is one of the Triple Crown title contenders. Eva will move on to be one of Seabell's challengers for the Triple Crown Championship. That right there is already going to be a great match. You throw in either Papa Shaker or Red Deck Avenger to that Triple Crown Championship match, it's going to be a happening. What do you think?
I'm sorry, I was still looking at the promo for Destroyer. What?
I said Eva won her Triple Crown contender match. She will be one of Seabell's two challengers for the Triple Crown Championship. And I think if you're going to throw in either Papa Shaker or Redneck Avenger, whichever one of them moves on, it's either way, it's going to be a pretty awesome Triple Crown title match.
Well, I think if Shaker ends up in there, I think we see, of course, Sai wins, right? Because they're going to help each other maintain status quo amongst the Elevate Society. I think if Redneck gets in there, we have a much different fight. But I'm still kind of thinking Sai retains.
Well, we shall see. You're right. We have to wait to see who wins that third one to really.
Yeah, speaking of, look who's here. Yeah. Hi.
Yep, absolutely. All right. So that's all we've got as far as matches lined up for Immortal just yet. But as you know, two big things happen uh, at uh, at Immortal, including the announcement of who will be going into the 2025 RAWF class of RAWF Hall of Fame. Give me that back. Thank you. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, there is a scene in RAWF for you to go in and make your opinions and suggestions known for who do you think should get into this year's class of the RAWF Hall of Fame. And a reminder, as always, about these scenes, they are just opinions. You are not voting. You're just letting the committee, the Hall of Fame committee, know who you think uh, should be inducted into the RAWF Hall of Fame. And those of us on the committee, take those suggestions and we look at them. We also look at other things, and we make that decision every year. And it's always a lot of fun. What are your Vacant? Do you have any thoughts on your Hall of Fame at this moment, or do you?
I tend to try to play my cards on this pretty close to the vest because I as a commentator I try to be impartial, but I have at least one person I really feel should be there this year, and I got a couple others that I'm very seriously thinking of writing in.
That's fair. I also have a few names in my head on who I think should be getting in this year. But always look forward to that announcement at Immortal. Look forward to letting folks know that whether that they've gotten into the Hall of Fame. It always makes for a great time, and that happens in just 4 short weeks. Also happening in 4 short weeks, the start of the 12th annual Xanther Memorial Tournament. Starts April 6, 2025, same day as Immortal, of course. And as you all know, for now over a week, we have been taking donations for this year's Xanther. Donations of coins, donations of wrestler bucks. If you want to make a entrance video, create a promo pic for them, and you want to throw artwork, we take all such things and throw them into the mix for the Xanther tournament. Right now, as it stands, we have collected 187,400,000 coins, 6,140 wrestler bucks, an entrance video, and a promo pic of a title belt, or a custom title belt. So the entrance video by Extreme Enigma, the custom title belt by Billy Gunn. And so that's a pretty good. Again, always amazed at the amount of donations for this tournament every year. It's incredible. And those who have donated and paid have also received a special promo pic that I have made for them. I've made over four. I've made almost 50 promo pics for this Vacant. That's how generous the donations have been this year. So I want to thank everybody that has donated to this year's Xanther. And when it's all said and done, we might be looking at a pretty large payout. Right now, it's looking really good. What are your thoughts, Vacant, on this year's Xanther thus far?
I mean, it's well on its way to maybe being one of the largest we've ever had. And I love the fact that every year this thing gets bigger and better, and I can't wait to see where we end up.
Me too. It's gonna be incredible. I am very much looking. All right. So, with all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Immortal just 4 short weeks away. Still a lot of contender matches. I'm going to check here real quick to make sure that I haven't missed any contender matches being done in the past few minutes. I don't think so. Nope. We're good. All right. So, whew. All right. So now Where do we go from here? I think what we're gonna
Where do
do.
we go from here? Sorry.
We got a lot to go on. We got a lot of people to talk to tonight, ladies and gentlemen, including this man. He is in a buried alive match at Immortal against a man who's got many names. But I think he's best known as Bruiser Omega. Let's talk to.
Dark winds blow through the night. Ravens scream an eerie sight. Shadows dance in the moon's pale light. Soul Reaper walks no respite. Cloak of dread he wears so tight. Eyes like fire in the darkest night. Whispers echo, hearts in fright. Soul Reapers call, no end in sight. Cloak of dread he wears so tight. Eyes like fire in the darkest night. Whispers echo, hearts in fright. Soul Reapers call, no end in sight. He takes the last, no remorse. Guides them on a
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Celtic Nightmare, the Soul Reaper, joining us now, live from somewhere on the road in
Actually,
his
no, I
18 wheeler.
just
Reaper, where the
pulled
hell
up
are
to
you?
the studio not too long ago.
Well,
I was closer than what I thought I was.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know why you were driving a big rig up to
Oh, I
Montreal, but
picked up some
were you
catering
hauling?
stuff for the show, though.
All right. Well, at any rate, Reaper, good to see you tonight. We're just 4 weeks out from Immortal 12. You've got a big matchup against Bruiser Omega at Immortal 12, a buried alive match. Talk to me about how you're feeling 4 weeks out
Oh, I'm
now.
fine. I've made peace with what I'm about to do to Bruiser Omega, and I feel no regrets about it. No regrets, no remorse.
Well, that's good. Well, I mean that's
The
good.
only thing
That's
he
good.
has to look
Confidence.
forward to is having that crushing weight of that dirt on it as it covers him and buries him alive.
Wow. I mean that's a good attitude to have going into a buried alive match. Wouldn't you say, El Bacon?
Yes, that's probably wise.
And after Immortal, we're never going to see Bruiser Omega again. Because I'm sending him back to hell where he belongs.
Oh, wow.
And finishing the
Okay.
job that that Nightcrawler started.
All right. Wow. Sounds like you're mentally prepared, but you still got a long wait. I mean, what are you gonna do what are you gonna do in the next 4 weeks to prepare for Bruiser Omega?
Oh, I'm going to make his life a living hell.
You're gonna make his life a living hell. Wow. And I mean, I'm sure he feels the same way. So if the both of you are gonna, am I gonna have to am I gonna have to worry about insurance premiums?
Well, you won't. I will refrain myself from putting my hands on Doc Dillinger again because I don't want to have to pay any more fines for that.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. You don't, no touching the
Although I'm
commentators.
sure his
That's kind of a rule.
chiropractor
No
appreciated
touchy.
it because he got some money out of it.
But at any rate, earlier Randy announced you'll be faking on the Paragon of Greatness tomorrow here in Montreal. So a pretty tough challenge.
Purple Man. I don't know if I faced him in RAWF yet. Maybe on USLs, but I don't think I've faced him in RAWF.
You have never faced Paragon in RAWF.
I don't remember
really?
if I have or not.
Huh. I kind of find that hard to believe, but everybody runs in
Well,
Paragon
sometimes I can't even.
Paragon eventually in
Sometimes I can't
RAW.
even remember 5 minutes ago.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So that's your matchup tomorrow here in Montreal. We're just a few weeks out.
And I heard I'm closer than I've ever been to getting a shot at the Arcana Clash Championship.
That's what Enigra's report said. Yes.
Yeah, I may have spit some soda out all over the truck's dashboard when I heard that.
You probably want to clean that before it gets
I
sticky.
kind of gathered that. Don't want any ants or fruit flies in my truck.
That's how you get ants.
Yeah, how do you keep ants from getting into your taco truck?
They don't really like hot, heavy spices.
Well, you said you don't let hobo into your kitchen.
I do not let hobo into my kitchen.
I don't blame you.
That man would literally bob for chalupas.
For chalupas of greatness?
That sounds like a really messed up Halloween party right there. I don't want anything to do with that. No.
And now you know why I don't let him in.
Now apparently Maeve is snort laughing out there.
Oh, good Lord. All right, so Reaper, with that being said, anything to say to Bruiser Omega? Wondering if he's listening.
I don't know if the little pissants even showed up tonight.
Well, he might eventually listen to the show,
Yeah,
so you might wonder if you have a message for him.
No, I don't know if I can say anything else that I haven't already said to his face. And Destroyer, right. I do not do that in my truck, because I was told if I do that, I'll go blind.
Yeah, he does it at rest stops like all the other truckers.
I don't trust those places. They're dirty. Hey, at least I'm not the one that likes to distract Vacant by never mind.
I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, how is Destroyer distracting me? Destroyer, have you ever distracted me? What could you possibly do to distract me?
I seem to remember the time that she flashed you.
Shh. Let it cook.
You know exactly what I'm talking
Reaper.
about.
Well, unless you had something else you wanted to discuss, I think we're going to move on.
Really.
And
but I will be seeing Omega tomorrow when I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. Maybe I'll get lucky and run him over.
Make sure you get that get your dashboard clean.
Yeah, and then maybe I'll run him over.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he is the Celtic Nightmare, the Soul Reaper, scheduled for a Buried Alive match with Bruiser Omega in 4 weeks at Immortal 12. Thank you, Soul Reaper. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, he's got a lot on his plate. A big match tomorrow for the Multimedia Championship, challenging Extreme Enigma. And he's got a lot of stuff on his plate, actually. A lot to discuss with this man. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
in the shadows, raising the pain. Taught by the stars, baptized in the rain. They took my soul, left me hollow inside. Now there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Every scream they gave, every tear I bled, built the monster that they now dread. I'm the beast within, unleashed tonight. No mercy lives where there's no light. Run if you can, but you'll never win. There's no escaping the beast within.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is Kenny Boy Ken Costa. Ken, are you there? Are you there, Ken?
I'm not Ken. I'm Chris Cage.
Huh? Wait,
You made a mistake 2 weeks ago and told me Chris instead of my real name, so I'm making fun of you. sorry, bad joke.
I was
Okay.
there. I understood.
Wait.
You did not.
Wait. El Vacant. I fucking missed you, bud. Come here. Give me a hug. I miss you so
Okay,
much.
here you go. Big hug for you. I thought he didn't like me. I'm confused. All right.
I'm sorry, but I totally missed you, bud. Oh, yeah. It's good to see you.
Okay.
It's good to see you.
Ken, you seem in a pretty jovial mood this evening. So where do we begin with you? Let's start with the multimedia championship match tomorrow against an extreme enigma. Challenged him a couple of weeks ago. They accepted. Talk to me about what this match means to you tomorrow.
Multimedia Championship and Extreme Enigma. Actually, I have a lot to speak about the match and Enigma, but let's say that we both are, we can say, young talents, good talents, and we are nosy. Speaking too much, I think, and we both love to piss off ill vacant here. No hard feelings.
And then hug
Ill
me,
vacant.
apparently.
I know. Sometimes Enigma speaks shit to you, and sometimes I act like you like hot shot chess, and it's okay. It's okay. Don't be mad now. Okay. Anyway,
No, I'm good.
Enigma. Um, we can say that last year we were going back and forth against e- e- each other, and we kind of said everything we can say, insults, threats, and all. This time, even after I super kicked him last week, I still have a kind of respect for that big bastard because, uh, like uh, like I always say, he's a son of a bitch, but he's my favorite son of a bitch. But when it comes to the title match, I know that that a that like he I don't have the best word I can say. Like he's a build collector. He's a guy that always want to show up with some gold around his waist. Let's say that. And for me as well, uh, like I still seek my first major title here in the RA, the WF, and sometimes it makes me mad. Like I've I've been showing up for a year, like I made some bad things. I get in some shit with Mabel Hair, Paragon, Mark Caliber, and of course the champ himself, Enigma. Same as he also made some shit with Blake Bradley, Baba Shaker, Chris Cage. We we are the same, but when it comes to the gold, we are not the same, and it makes me damn mad. Like sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I say, "You're a damn stupid asshole," because you had many chances for goals, either major or not, and every time you can't pull that string to win. And we can say that when you win a major gold in the RA, the WF, you we can say that your rocky days are over. So I look. Okay, Enigma. Look. This time, I am not walking in to beg for our friendship. I will try to call it off because this time is not a grudge match; it's a championship match, and for me, it makes me real mad when it comes to the championship, and it will be a pain on on my heart that I can't do it. So next week, I think I will do everything, literally everything, to walk out champion. But we can say that even whatever the result goes and all this shit, like I said, Enigma, he's a friend, he's a brother, and my favorite son of a bitch.
All right. Well, uh, that sounds like you are ready for your matchup tomorrow for the Multimedia Championship, an opportunity to go to Immortal as a champion. We shall see. But you already have a match scheduled for Immortal, a rematch with the Paragon of Greatness. Yeah. Let's talk about unyielding for a moment. Wasn't while it was a tough, you had a tough road to hoe going into unyielding. You had to face were is arguably the two greatest superstars in RAWF history, both in singles matches. Uh, did not walk away with a victory, but you still fought them both pretty tough. You could have won either match. Talk to me about unyielding and and uh, how you felt coming out of it.
Well, I spoke to you 2 weeks ago and I was happy, I was fresh, I was making jokes, I was making jokes on the Paragon, on you, on anybody. And yeah, I was, I should be mad, should be angry, but for me, it was like, no, I was easy to that. I was making it real good because when I came down here 2 weeks ago, my first appearance since October 2024, I challenged Baragon in a rematch at the Immortal for the steel cage match. Why? Yes. Just guess.
Uh, because you wanted to fight him again. Because you felt like you were very close to beating him and you wanted a second opportunity at the greatest pay per view of all.
Mm, good answer. What about you, Vacant?
Look, I don't know why anyone says, "Oh, I just fought Paragon. I want to fight him again." That is lost on me, and it will always be lost on me. Have you seen
Mm,
him?
okay, let me just make that clear. At the beginning of it all, I just walked in the ring and I made a challenge. To be the man, you gotta be the man. And I asked for a man to come out and take the challenge. And the fans, they only had one name, the Paragon of Greatness. And I was really excited. I was going back and forth with him again. Sometimes we show some kind word of like we are making good words. Like Ken is good. He is a future. B is good. He is a legend. But when it comes to the match, oh, I gave it all. I gave everything I can do against me until I made one mistake in the match. One mistake I wasn't sure about, and it cost me the match against the man. So I did not beat him, but I was sure that I can beat him. We can say that I had the chance to defeat that big burble, and it made me feel awake came after I came back home. I felt that fuck. I feel shame of myself that a long year you couldn't win a gold. You couldn't defeat one of the top men here in this place. So, so I was excited to just come here, say it in the face of the Paragon, and tell him, "B, I challenge you in a steel cage match at Immortal." But now I can say that, boss, please, can you bring out B now? Because I have a lot
Can
to
I?
say. Yes, I have a lot to
You
say
want me to?
in his face. So please bring him in.
All right. You ask for him. Say his name, and he shall appear.
Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. First of the fallen and last of the old gods. No use fighting because you can't beat those cold odds. Beginning of time and the end of days. Civilizations crumble under his gaze. Alpha and Omega, the wrath of the God King. Paragon of greatness, about to pin you in that ring. Once upon a time, an abomination. He walked on water and he conquered nations. Could have ruled forever, but he lost his patience. Look at me now, paragon of greatness. Eons ago, before time existed, they lived in the heavens and the rain persisted.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is your reigning world heavyweight champion here in RAWF. He is the paragon of greatness. Ken, you asked for him. Here he is.
All right, B, you there?
Ken, seems like you got something that you want to get off your chest.
Okay, it's a big, it's a big, anything. I would like to handshake you, not only as a man that will face you, but I can say that I'm a Paragon fan now.
I appreciate that a lot, Ken. I've made no secret about the fact that I am a Ken Costa fan. I see the things that you've done in your tenure in RAWF, and I've always been very impressed with you, not just as your talent as a wrestler, but the man behind the ropes. I think that there's a lot of things about Ken Costa that really embodies what a professional wrestler should be.
Thank you, thank you. It's good words. Like you are the you are the only one who say good words about me. So it's damn great and it's damn weird. So, but when I heard you last week, I was some kind of busy. But I heard your words that you won't go easy on Ken Costa. Mm, can you explain that?
I can, Ken.
Hmm.
I think that it might be a little bit more than kismet that you came into the show today with your joke about Chris Cage, because one of the things that I've pretty consistently said from way back when we first met in the inaugural Arcana Clash Championship match, all the way to this day, is that I see a lot of myself in you. You remind me of Paragon of Greatness in his first year in RAWF. However, there's a very thin line between the path of the Paragon and the path of somebody that I playfully call my bestie. And you see a lot of the actions that you seem to take kind of really hop back and forth between the line of passion and obsession. And once upon a time, there was a man by the name of the unsettled Chris Cage that I saw a lot of potential in, that I thought could have been the future of the company. And eventually he did reach his destiny. That destiny was detoured by years because he refused to listen to the things that I had to say to him when we had first clashed. I went to Immortal with that man, much like I'm going to Immortal with Ken Costa. And the entire time, Chris Cage didn't want to listen to the lessons that I had to tell him. He didn't think that I had any value to give him. There was no wisdom to impart. He had decided his path, and he was not willing to listen to anybody else because he was obsessed. He was obsessed with the brutality of the way that he behaves. He was obsessed with who he thought that he was, and it didn't matter that there was a better version of that man. And when I look at Ken Costa, I see a lot of those similar traits. A great passion, somebody who really cares about what they're doing. But then I get very afraid because I see some of the things that I've seen from people that I cared about in the past. Unwillingness to listen to advice, a belief that you've already learned everything that there is to learn, and that whatever anybody else has to say is somehow an insult to you, as though giving criticism is a slight on you. And coming into Immortal, that's the biggest question for me in this match with you is, when I teach you another lesson, are you going to actually learn from it? Or are you going to walk down that path of obsession? The same path that I saw take a man that I respect greatly and derail his career for over an extra year that he did not need to have sitting on the sidelines. I think that your time is imminent, but your time is only going to come if you take the right steps and learn the right lessons.
So you're done, huh?
That's what I got.
When I came here at the after hours for the first time ever, I was excited, but I was not that good man to speak now. I was some kind awkward. I do stutter a lot. I couldn't even say one sentence straight. And even with that, you came live after me. You said that Ken is good, but he just needs time. The week after it, I, you know, I did not forget. I went live in a big garage against Soul Reaper, and I did like made some roasting on him, and you came after me and said the word that I will never forget. Take some notes from Ken Costa when it comes to a promo, and it it just made me wonder why is that big purple guy care like why like I am just a guy who just coming here making noise, and most of times I fail, to be honest. Yeah, I take loses more than wins now. I admit, I accept. Even when I became better, tougher, wiser now, I can admit that it's not damn enough for me. And even with that, all the time, all the wins, the loses, every time I come here being angry or being, sarcastic or being happy or against Mark Caliber, against Enigma, against Wave, against Bradley, against Chris Cage, you're the only one clear that was supporting me for this. So, when we came against each other on that damn mic, I made the bet thing and I told you that you're like any son of a bitch of that Titan around back there. And it was a mistake you know, I was wrong. I let some words eat me alive, either from Awakened, from Chris Cage, from I let my thoughts go into this, and that's why I let all my anger on you. And I can say that I'm sorry for this, but when it came to the match, I was not proud to that I faced the Paragon. I wanted to defeat the Paragon, not to make you look bad, but to prove that I'm a man by beating the man. Let me be honest. You did not win because you wanted to teach me a lesson. You won because I made a little mistake that cost me the match, which means you were the lucky winners this time. And I know uh, it's hard to accept that from the Titans of the RAWF, but it's a damn truth, and I believe that Baragon knows it, but he won't say it like clear. So, when I challenge the Baragon, I guess you think that it's like, oh, the kid has a balls to face Baragon again. But no, it's not a pose. It's a damn brain because my brain knows that if I can't take it, I won't go for it. Like, like, and I was ready to face Mark. I faced Mark, and I made it clear. And when I was ready to go for a challenge, I go for it and I take it. And also, when I saw that I can face the paragon of the fucking greatness, I just went for it damn clear. And this why I am the best hot momentum talent now. Because we have many guys here who should be the the future like me, but they are not even close to me. We can say Sophia. She had the balls, but there is no brain. So Reaper, who is older than me in this damn industry, he has the balls to take every match, and I give him a good respect for it, but he has no brain. And it's why I feel sorry for him be, because he should be a damn legend to me now, but he is just a jobber, to be honest. And yeah. I am the guy who made fun of him many times, but the truth is, I feel sorry for him. So, when it comes to the damn Immortal, I will make sure that I will make no mistake that will make me lose to the paragon of greatness. Because I know that I can defeat the paragon. It's all having the balls, and I have it. And it's also having the brains. And I will make sure that I will use it 100%, maybe 200, to just make the victory over the Baragon in the steel cage match. Same I told about Enigma. I respect Baragon, but when it comes to this, I don't want to feel shame, man. That's it.
Uh, that's some very moving words, Ken. And I think that's very indicative of you. One step forward, two steps back. You try to admit some of your faults, some of your mistakes, and then say something like Paragon of Greatness was a lucky winner at unyielding, negating anything that you could have learned. So this is what I'm going to say to you, Ken. An Immortal, just a few short weeks. We're going to really put it to the test. You listed a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that had one or two of the ingredients for success, but then couldn't quite put it together to get to that next level. This is your opportunity, Ken. There are so many people. Mark Caliber, the unsettled Chris Cage, the good man Claymore, that have come up against me at Immortal, and they've tried to tell me what my intentions were, what my motives were. They've tried to assign an ulterior design to the things that I say, but I'm a very open book. I say what I'm thinking, and I am who I say that I am. I've proven that time and time again. There's no hidden darkness in Paragon of Greatness. There's no deeper, darker secret hidden behind the surface. I'm trying to do best by Ken Costa. And at Immortal, we're going to see if Ken Costa will do best by Ken Costa.
All right, I hate to cut this short for you too, but Ken, good luck to you tomorrow against Extreme Enigma for the Multimedia Championship. Big match for you. Can you walk into Immortal as a champion? We find out tomorrow when you take on Extreme Enigma for the Multimedia Championship. Good luck to you, sir.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Sure. Good luck.
All right. And Paragon, might as well since you're here. We do not know who you will be facing in the main event at Immortal at this moment. It'll either be your brother Killer Neptune or simply the best in a rematch from Unyielding. But you've been watching that match closely. Have you taken anything away from what's happened so far?
I think first and foremost, all of us are absolutely floored by the way that things are going, because it does appear that Killer Neptune is just absolutely mopping up Simply the Best, and that's not what we expected. That said, I understand what this means to Killer Neptune, but I also understand what this means to Simply the Best. And I know the caliber of talent that Simply the Best is, and I know that he has an ability to come back from great odds. I genuinely hope, and Killa Neptune's not going to believe this, but I genuinely hope for Killa's sake that Simply the Best does turn the ship around. As much as this moment would mean to Killa, I think that there are certain people who will take it away from him. They will not let him have the fairy tale ending to a story that he's been working on for so long. And that's not just myself who will beat him if he goes to Immortal. There are people who will not let the story unfold the way that he thinks that it will. They will discredit him and underserve him for what he's done in this company. And this is not the time for Killer Neptune to earn that match, because at the end of the day, Immortalist should be a moment for the fans, but it should also be a moment for the wrestlers. And when that gets ruined for you, you're going to look back on it not as a fond moment, but as one of the moments that really tainted your career. So, Killa, with all due respect, it looks like it's very, very likely I will be seeing you at Immortal, and we'll talk more about this. But Simply the Best is not to be taken lightly, and he absolutely has that ability to turn this around.
Indeed, he does. So we shall see what happens, and hopefully by next week we know who you will be facing at Immortal in that main event. El Vacant, any questions for the World Heavyweight Champion?
No, not at this time.
All right. Well, in that case, Paragon, thank you for your time tonight. Thank you for coming and engaging with Mr. Costa. And we will talk to you again next week, hopefully knowing who your opponent will be. Until then, have a good week. Good luck against Soul Reaper tomorrow.
Yep, thank you. And good luck, Soul Reaper.
All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Commercial / song break. When we return, we will be speaking with the first class last Mabel Hare, the reigning men's and Fubar City champion, the Immortal Griffith, and who knows, maybe a couple, and the Extreme Enigma, the multimedia champion as well. All this and more when we return. This is RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
Lights up, the stakes are high. Welcome to the game where legends die. No second chances, no rewinds. Roll the dice or fall behind. The cards are dealt, the table set. Bet it all, no regrets. You play for glory, fight for fame. One wrong move, lose the game. Welcome to Casino Royale, where kings will rise and fools will fall. Take your shots, risk it all. The one walks out standing tall. Welcome to Casino Royale, where the brave take the pot, the weak go down. No escape, no way out. Only the strong survive this town. Bright lights, the crowd's on fire. One more hit, one step higher. The jackpot's waiting, make your play. Go all in or fade away. The wheel is spinning, time runs low. One last chance, just take the throw. No mercy here, no place to hide. You ain't a winner, now say goodbye. Welcome to Casino Royale, where kings will rise and fools will fall. Take your shots, risk it all. The one walks out standing tall. Welcome to Casino Royale, where the brave take the pot, the weak go down. No escape, no way out. Only the strong survive this town. One by one they hit the floor. The aces wild can take no more. Last man standing, raise the goal. Champion's fate is bought and sold. Welcome to Casino Royale, where the bold take the crown or lose it
That's LTD leaning towards depth. Digital Wrestling eFed streaming live on the Blaze Radio Network here on YouTube. All original custom creations, unique events, arenas, and titles. Over 90 active wrestlers here fighting as the gladiators of the Combat Kingdom. Join us on
Oops. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network. Ella Vacant, are you there? You still with me?
my.
How you doing? Been good.
I'm great.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've talked.
Yeah, it feels like days.
All right, our next guest, ladies and
But I
gentlemen.
got a hug. You didn't get a hug.
Oh, yeah, this is true. You're happy about that, are you?
It's better than him mocking me.
Fair enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is the reigning multimedia champion, defending the title tomorrow here in the Bell Center in Montreal against Ken Costa. Let's bring on. Ladies and gentlemen, Extreme Enigma, the reigning multimedia champion, is here. Enigma, good evening again.
Hello again, LA. Hello, Vacant. Do you want a hug from me too? I can hug you.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
That's good. All right, so you heard the words of Ken Costa earlier. I'm sure you have a response, a rebuttal, if you will.
I sure do. First off, Kenny, I'm glad to see you've been practicing that super kick. You nailed me pretty hard last week on Superstars. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. I'm impressed at your radio acumen, your willingness to get a little risky. But you seem to keep forgetting just who I am. You seem to keep forgetting what you're getting yourself into. The riskier you get, the more dangerous you get, and the more risks that you take, Ken. Because all you're doing is stuff that I helped you learn. You're doing the things that I taught you. You're falling into the routine that I showed off in all our indie companies. I can admire you. You're my buddy. You're my brother. But Lord have mercy if I don't know how this train goes. The train crashes head on into a wall, and that wall is me.
I mean, I still don't understand where you were coming from. Why you wouldn't at least wait till Why you would wait till? Why not? You wouldn't wait till Immortal to defend the championship.
Easy for you to ask.
Yeah, exactly.
I keep hearing that. I keep hearing, why not play it safe? Why aren't you? I'm not trying to copy there. I'm copying jobbers. Why aren't I playing it safe? That's a good question. Maybe it's the several concussions I've been given by the Immortal. Maybe it's the constant embarrassment I've received from the likes of Maeve, Chris Cage, once again, the Immortal Griffith. I'm tired of living in a world where people don't take these risks. I'm tired of living in a world where it's the same people week after week. And to push myself out of this mold and hopefully wake people up and push them out of the mold, I take these risks, LA. That's why I'm doing that. If you see somebody going on a ride at a carnival, you're thinking to yourself, I don't know, man, that roller coaster looks a little too extreme, haha, for me. You see somebody do it, you're like, maybe it's not that bad. I'm not going to call myself a trailblazer, but I would like to say that I'm one of the most impactful new superstars in the past couple of years. So if I can do these risky things, maybe people will look at it and realize, maybe I don't got to sit on my ass and just marinate in my own filth in the locker room. Maybe risk is worth taking.
For the record, you.
Look, I don't want to. I don't want to dissuade anybody from accepting challenges for championships. I don't want to. Obviously that's a rule and a long-standing rule in RAWF, where you can challenge if you're in the top 25, as Ken Costa has. You accept it, as is your right. Uh, I would just think, if it was me, I would, especially going into the biggest pay-per-view of the year, Immortal. That would be the time I'd be kind of like, I think maybe I'll hold on to this and go into Immortal as champion. If it was any of the other pay-per-views, then I wouldn't be giving you this run. I'd be congratulating you on being a fighting champion, and I still am. I do congratulate you. It is a risk, though. It is a risk. You may end up not having as big of a mortal as you had hoped for. That's all. But at the same time, it's an opportunity. So we shall see. Uh, anything? I mean, anything else to say to Ken?
Ken, no, but there's a certain someone in the locker room I do want to address just again. I want to talk to Sai through the microphone, through the headset, through wherever she's listening. The multimedia belt's what you're after. You satiated my interest. That's not the right fucking word. Being on the radio every week just kills your fucking dictionary. Am I right, boys? You
Yeah.
tempted my taste. I'll just say that. Whatever. Insert whatever innuendo. That Triple Crown belt. I'm still coming for it. No matter how I gotta get to it, I keep putting it in your head, put it in LA's head here, because I'm not one to forget when you bring something up like that. I'm not one to just let that fall into the background just because I got a multimedia title match. Whether that happens before Immortal, after, whether it happens at all, because we gotta get that working, whether it's title for title like Griff likes to oh so eloquently bring up in between coughs. I want it to happen, whether it's the multimedia title belt included or not.
All right. Well, we shall see. But first, you got to get by Ken Costa, and I mean, it should be a good matchup. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's multimedia title match. It probably more than anything. So good luck to you, sir, or good luck to you, Enigma. Elvacan, any questions?
Yeah, how does my mic keep getting turned off? Let's see. There are any questions? No, I want to go over something like. So earlier I said like I don't understand why you would do that. You had a guaranteed title match thing. I want to reiterate. That is the only time I'm going to say that is because it's Immortal. I think going out and saying, look, I'm going to defend this title over and over, and I'm going to, be in people's faces, and I'm going to make a name for myself and put things on the line to do that. That's admirable. I think that's great. Some of the best champions this company's ever seen have done similar things. I just think coming up to Immortal maybe wasn't the best time, but you're going to do you, right? You're the champion and you're going to defend how you see fit. So I just want to be clear. Like when I was saying earlier, I'm not saying any of these things is dumb. I'm saying this particular timing, I just don't understand.
I'm absolutely taking it to heart. How dare you? No, I get what you're saying, Bacon.
All right. Well, Enigma, good luck tomorrow against Ken Costa. Once that match is over, we'll be able to talk more about whatever is going to happen next. Should be a very interesting situation leading into the biggest pay-per-view of the year. Thank you for your time tonight, Enigma, and good luck again.
Thank you, LA. Drink Starfield.
All right. Well, I mean, as I said, it's kind of it's a win-win situation. On one hand, I applaud him for once again defending him. This is not the first time he's done it either. He's actually done it on a couple of occasions now. So good for him, and we'll see what happens. Should be very interesting. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk to the first class Lash. She is here. Please welcome.
speak. Molly Malone, she walked alone. Her footsteps echo cold as stone. They said she cursed the midnight air with a heart too broken to repair. A wrong soul left in the dust. Now they whisper that's what she'd get for trust. She was the ghost they couldn't save. A restless heart, a silent grave. Every word was a fleeting dream. Every prayer a twisted scream.
Ladies and gentlemen, Maeve O'Hare joining us now here on After Hours. Top of the evening to you, lass.
Good evening again, Bossman. Good evening again, Vacant.
Oh, hi.
You're behaving yourself in here.
Never.
How you
Well-
keeping, Bossman?
I'm keeping very well. How are you? Are we a little hangry tonight?
I wouldn't say hangry. I'm more just tired than anything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure that since we're only a week out now from you returning home to Dublin for RAWF Superstars and St. Patrick's Day, getting a little excited. Got any big plans that have been made that I'm not aware of?
I wouldn't say they're big plans. I'm planning on heading out of here as soon as I finish my trash talk match on Wednesday. To spend a little extra time with the family. We'll be doing a lot of family things. Hopefully the weather will behave itself and we can do some outdoor things. Ireland in the springtime is absolutely gorgeous. Of course, it's gorgeous all year long, but it's especially pretty in the spring. And then I'll be helping my mom clean and cook and all of that good stuff, getting ready for St. Porg's Day itself, and hopefully having lots of visitors from work.
Now, El Vacant was talking earlier about how different it is. St. Patrick's Day is in actual Ireland than it is to here in the States. Are we that? I'm assuming you guys don't do anything like throw green dye in a river, or
We don't generally dye the rivers, no. Although I have to admit that having lived in Chicago for several years, I do kind of look forward to that. I think it's kind of cute in a kitschy sort of way. But no, more than it's partially where you go and it's partially who you're with. Like there's a lot of tourists that come in every year, and so you will see folks with the giant velvet hats and ridiculous necklaces and dressing like leprechauns for some god awful reason. But at least in my house and in my family, it is a celebration, but it's also a saint's day. It's a feast day. And so we don't do a lot of the same kind of over the top patio furniture sort of things that Americans tend to do with it.
You see what you did there.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, these Americans, they really like to take our cultural, days and turn them into excuses to drink.
I'm not sure what's worse, the plastic patties or the folks who think that Cinco de Mayo, one is Mexican Independence Day, which it ain't.
It's not.
And two, just use as an excuse to drink margaritas.
So let's not talk about Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras were an experience.
I mean, I'm okay with what they did to Mardi Gras.
But that's not really what it's about now, is it?
Right, no.
I don't know. Bossman, what would you say is your favorite American holiday?
American holiday? So I have to eliminate Christmas because that's a worldwide holiday. I'm curious.
Like a holiday that you associate specifically with being an American.
I think they've only got 3.
No, they got lots because they use them to sell mattresses and cars and such.
Oh, good point.
I've never in my life seen as many bizarre holidays associated with buying something. Like, why on earth do I need to buy a mattress because it's President's Day?
Because the president got there? I don't know.
Have you never seen that, Bossman? There's like a whole slew of commercials for President's Day that it's all like, come to our mattress sale.
Yeah, mattress sales and car sales are really big.
These are the sorts of things that Americans don't notice because they're used to it.
I guess I would have to say if we're talking, it's not really July 4th. I think it's more Thanksgiving.
Oh, I figured it would have been Super Bowl Sunday.
Well, that depends on who's playing.
He'd have to have his team at the Super Bowl, and we know that's not happening anytime soon.
Oh, are you okay?
I think I wounded him deeply.
I think that struck home.
I mean, on that note, though, congratulations on getting both Pete Carroll and Geno Smith. So now you can have the Seahawks in the desert.
Yeah, right? Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Hey.
Sometime we're gonna have to do maybe once football season starts up, we'll have to do like a little football segment because I'm starting to get into American football. I'm starting to understand it. So
all I gotta say is my favorite day so far this year was when the Buckeyes won the national championship. So yeah. Anyways. All right. At any rate, looking forward to Dublin next week and St. Patrick's Day. It's going to be a happening. We're going to have some fun with it. We got to find a way, some way to have fun with it next week here, I think. If you come up with any ideas, let me know, Maeve. I'll try to think too. Well, there's got to be something.
I mean, I've got lots of ideas. I don't know how feasible most of them are.
Well, you never know.
We'll talk.
We'll talk. All right. But at any rate, I wouldn't say a marquee matchup for you tomorrow as you take on Big Papa here in Montreal. But I'm sure you're looking forward to Immortal. But let's talk about the RAWF Hall of Fame. You've already seen some people put in their opinions.
You weren't going to bring that up. I have nothing intelligent to add.
No? Okay.
I've got observations about what's been said. I'm not prepared to put forth any of my own suggestions yet, but I'm happy to give my opinion on what's already been said because you know me, I got opinions for days.
Well, I mean, yeah.
The one thing I will say, like this is just a general thing because I've noticed it every year that we've done a scene like this. I think that the tendency tends to be folks will see a name and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I agree with that. Let me add that to my list." And so then you start seeing repeats of folks that maybe would not have been mentioned as much had they not been mentioned the first time. And so then you start seeing everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I agree with that. I also think that person should be in." And I think it's just a human nature thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing. I think it is what it is.
It's just a thing.
It's just a thing. It's a thing that I noticed. I will say that there are some interesting suggestions in the scene so far. There are some names that I'm not at all surprised to see. There are some names I'm very surprised to see. And I think you mentioned this earlier, Bossman. There are some names that haven't been mentioned yet that you might have expected to see there. But it's early days. We've got, what did you say, Dwarf? 4 more weeks?
4 more weeks.
So, we've got plenty of time for folks to make suggestions and the committee to look it over. The thing that I would be most interested in, I know it's never going to happen, so you don't have to tell me no, because I know when no is the answer already. I would love to be a fly on the wall during the championship committee discussion. Just because I think it would be interesting to see what the actual discussion looks like, how the sausage gets made, as it were. But, people in hell want ice water, as Mimam says.
Indeed. All right. Well, it's like I said, still a good chunk away. The committee has a long time still to think about it, so we will see what happens. I have my own opinions as well, and I keep them to myself because until we get into committee discussions, of course. But anyways, at any rate, Maeve, well, I guess we'll see you next week in your hometown for RAWF Superstars.
I'm going to be purely insufferable next week. There's nothing more I love than being home.
I'm fine with that. If there's any time for you to be insufferable, next week would be a good time. No doubt about it. Hell Vacant, do you have anything you wanted to ask Maeve?
Remember that it's Lent.
Yeah, is there anything? Oh, yeah, I'm not. I was gonna. The last time I saw your parents, I told them the next time I saw them, I would cook them some proper Mexican food because they did, they did me the solid of making me Irish food. But I'm not going to be able to do that, am I?
I mean, you could do it on the day of. And
Right, but you have very traditional things you eat on the day of, yeah?
I mean, we do, but that doesn't mean that's the only thing we can eat. Which there's something. Apparently, Americans are under the impression that we eat a lot of corned beef and cabbage.
No.
And we eat both of those things, but we don't generally eat them together.
See. And not specifically for the holiday.
No. I mean, it's just something you eat. You got the corned beef, you got cabbage, and cabbage is delicious. But
right, well, do me a favor, get a hold of your padre, and ask him if there's anything in particular they would want me to make on that day. And then I'll let them know what ingredients
I will get some ideas from them, and I will maybe give them some suggestions of things that I've had that you make that they might enjoy.
Because then I'll just have to give you an ingredients list, because obviously I'm not going to fly.
I would not recommend it. But yeah, especially if you can, if there's anything like specialized that they might need to like order in, because we don't exactly have a thriving.
That's why I'm telling you now.
We don't have a thriving Mexican market in Dublin, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But
shocker.
I know, it's amazing.
Imagine, I figured the spices will be the hard part, because
that's
people are not necessarily known for the spices.
It's the particular spices that you use. Like, we have seasonings that we use, but they're not
Salt
generally
does not count.
Spicy. Unless you want a spice bag. I could get you a spice bag, but that's not.
No, it's not. No,
that's not the same thing. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here because I can see Boss Man's losing his patience and being very sweet about it as always. So I'll give you a good evening, and I will see both of you next week in the greatest city on earth. Good night, Boss Man. Good night.
Good night, Maeve. All right, so that was the lovely Maeve O'Hare. I'm excited about next week, and I can tell she definitely is. Let's now turn our attention back towards Immortal and talk to the reigning Fubar City and men's champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Yoo-hoo! I'll make you famous.
Stands alone, a warrior born through the ages, through the pain. His name etched in blood, forever torn. The Lion of London roars in the night. No mercy, no weakness, no end in sight. The inevitable rise, the tempest unleash. All shall fall when the Kraken's released. Through fire and blood, his hands are stained. He stands alone, with none to restrain. Unstoppable force, a wrath untamed. No kingdom or god can withstand his name. Griffins are beyond the immortal one. Eternal champion, his war's never done. Hunter of monsters, a faction of one. In a world that's broken, he stands with none. The tempest rages, his head held high. An immortal legend that will never die. Through centuries of violence, his name never fades. He fights through the ages, his will never sways.
I am Immortal.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is indeed the Immortal One, Griffith Davian, the reigning Fubar City and men's champion. Good evening, Griffith.
Good evening, Lord Amadeus.
So it is that time of year, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention you are one title short this week, one title less than what you had last week. Let's briefly talk about that. What happened?
The same thing that seems to happen every time I get in a ring with that woman. I can't seem to string two moves together. I have no explanation for it.
Well, I mean, she does seem to have your number somehow, and congratulations to Sassy Appleby's the new Ultimate Gauntlet champion. But I mean, think about it this way: you're still going to go to Immortal in two big title matches. We do have no idea who those opponents are going to be at this point, but still Immortal season, still Griffith doing his thing at Immortal. Looking forward to it.
Oh, I'm always looking forward to my pay-per-view. I mean, it's my pay-per-view. How many people can say they have their own pay-per-view?
But yeah, we still do not know who your opponent for either one. We're a long way from knowing the men's for sure. And yeah, at any rate,
Do you think I can? Like, I don't know. Do you think how's it looking? Do you think I can call my opponent again this time?
well, I mean, I'd have to go back and look at that men's bracket once again. Give me a second, and I'll just find it. That ain't it. There it is. So right now you are in a second round match against Toxic Megatron Avenger. You get past Megatron, you then face Strangleheart. You get past Strangleheart, you'll face either Ken Costa or Dr. Kent. And the other side of the bracket's pretty big. It's still very early, but if you do, I mean, what is it? Third straight arsehole?
I'm trying to think. Are we including the one that got me the title shot? Because if we're including that one, I believe it would be
No, yeah, well, I'm including that when I say that.
It would be fourth straight.
Would it? Really?
Yes. I've called my last two opponents.
Oh, well then, yeah, it'll be your fourth straight. So, wow, I don't know that's happened. I don't know if anyone's ever done that. Maybe you have. Maybe you have.
Once.
Did you? Well, yeah. Looking to tie your own record then.
Yeah.
Go figure.
I'm also trying to make sure that no one is even close to me in the most Arsehole of the Month tournament wins.
I think you probably do have the most arsehole type.
I would almost guarantee.
I mean, you probably do have the most. I don't want that. Just sounds wrong to say. You have the most arseholes, but yeah,
I'm the biggest arsehole in RAWF. Look, I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah,
if I win this one, it'll be my 20th win.
Wow. That's something.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't suck at this.
Yeah, right? Yeah, absolutely. It does seem like you don't suck at this. But at any rate. So, with that being said.
We don't know who I'm going to face for that, and we don't have a contender yet for Fubar.
No, we do not.
How's that looking? I should pay more attention to that.
Probably. You're right, we should. Okay, we can go look at that for a second. I mean, looking pretty even at this point, actually. Even Steven between Chaz and Maeve. Just a little. So we see. We shall see. That one looks like it's going to be pretty close.
I feel so bad though. Like,
why is that?
Because they're fighting to see who gets beat up. Like I've already kind of dashed Chaz's dreams a few times. I don't want to be a bully. I like the guy. I think he's very talented. He just keeps running into the wall that is me. And Maeve, well, I mean, as the old line says, I taught her everything she knows, but I haven't taught her everything I know. So, You know, it just feels mean.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. We'll find out exactly how mean it is, but we do not know yet. No, so there's really no point in talking too much about it at this point. But let's talk about some of the. Talk about the Xanther and what the Xanther means to you, because we got that one is getting ready to kick off. We're not too far away from closing donations down and then moving on to making the tournament. What's your thoughts on the Xanther this year? Any predictions?
I think I have historically done horribly in this tournament, and this is the year I change that.
Oh, really?
I've never gotten past the third round.
Really. So you one of your goals for Immortals to get past the third round.
No, my goal is to win. It would be nice if I could get past the third round.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. I've never had particularly good luck in that tournament. Although I will say, the last 3 people who have taken me out have won the tournament.
Really?
Yep.
So you've lost to Sassy in both the last 2 tournaments?
Yes.
Wow.
There's a history. I remember I said, I don't know what happens with... Apparently, if I were Superman, she'd be the kryptonite, because I trip over my own feet.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know why she.
Humor about it. You have to.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So at any rate, we got that. Then we have the Hall of Fame suggestion scene.
Oh yes, we do. Now I often keep my mouth very quiet about this till towards the end. I don't want to, being who I am in this company, I don't want to unduly influence people. I like to see what they have to say before I come in and put my immortal stamp of approval on some people. But I will say there's at least one name that's come up more than once that I wholly agree with. And if you pay attention to things I say on a regular basis, you'll know who that is. And there's a couple other interesting names that have been brought up that I got to tell you, I may not have come up with on my own, but like Maeve said, you then hear the name and you go, whoa, wait, hold on. And there's one in particular I kind of want to talk to you about because his name actually predates me being in this company, but I've heard the name bandied about, and I kind of want to know, like, what's the story with this person in the early days of RAWF? Because someone brought up El Pebs, and I've heard you talk about El Pebs, but I never met the man.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure. I don't remember ever meeting him. I mean, if I've met him, then I'm going to say no, because if I met him and he left no impression, that's not very famous.
Because I'm almost positive that at one point you did have a title match with the man, because he had a brief return. He had a brief.
You're right. You're right. I remember him returning now. As soon as you say that,
he had a brief return. I can't tell you exactly when or where, but I'm almost positive you were in a title match with him at some point.
That might be right. Look, I've had to beat so many people. It's hard to keep track. A mini return. I see what you did there, Paragon.
It was, yes, it was definitely a mini return. But yes, so yeah. Gosh, there's so many names, and I'm thinking this year we need to do need to go deep into RAWF history and possibly pull out a few of those for this year's class. That's just in my brain, but we'll see. We shall see. I've got a few names in my head. I know the other committee members have names in their heads, so we will see. But what? I mean, I don't think there's any way to get you a 5th ring, or is it 4? You have 3, 4, 5, 3. I can't see another way to get you a 4th ring. I'm sorry. At least not at this point.
I can think of ways, but I don't think they'd be appropriate. like I could get another ring from a different faction, but I don't think that faction really is in conversation. And I could get another tag team ring, but I don't know that like any of my other tag teams are quite at that level. I mean, even though one of my tag teams is the single greatest tag team to ever walk the planet, but we haven't done most of that work here in RAWF yet.
Indeed.
You good? You just give me a look. Like, what's with the look?
It is what it is.
I heard that from here.
You heard that? Yeah. I'm sure you did. And I'm even wearing sunglasses. It's true. So that's pretty good. All right.
I've stumped him. Huh?
Yes, you did. Pardon me. All right. Anyways.
Oh, what was that? I heard a thing.
I heard a thing. What did you do? Somebody. Oh, Vacant. What are you doing?
Wasn't me, boss. I heard our little furry friend.
You did? You heard? Did you?
I did.
You mean this little furry friend?
Studio Cat! Whoa! Studio Cat! Studio Cat!
Fan favorite right there.
It is a fan favorite, and luckily, he's got a visa. Does the Studio Cat has a passport because it's going to be probably going with us across the pond next week. So yeah.
I don't know how we get this cat through quarantine all the time, but
I don't either, but we do. We do. All right. So, Griff, do you have any other thoughts on what's been going on lately?
I don't know. Any thoughts? Let's see. Enigma has been being Enigma and pissing people off left, right, and center because apparently that's what they feel like multimedia champions do, and have put themselves back on my radar. So, but first we got to see if they get through Ken, and then my understanding is if they get through Ken, they've got to get through Psy, and then I'm online. Then I'm on deck. I believe that is the order, as I understand it. Although I feel like I should be able to jump the line because I'm me, but regardless. But that aside, all of that aside, I will give them credit that while they may not have the common sense the gods gave a goldfish, they at least have the cojones to back up their talk. Because there are so many people in this industry that will just chatter and chatter and chatter and then not be willing to get in that ring and back up what they say. And Enigma's not that person. Enigma chatters and chatters and chatters and then gets in the ring. Usually gets the shit kicked out of them, but gets in the ring. So kudos to them, I guess. We'll see how that works out for them. But I will tell you this, boss. This is as from a GM of the company to the owner. I have noted that out on the industry scene, Enigma has been doing quite a lot to represent RAWF with that multimedia belt. They've been out there making waves, as it were, and that is what someone with that title should be doing. So kudos to them for that.
Fair enough. All right. Well, Griff, hopefully we will know more about what your itinerary is for Immortal next week. The Fubar City contender match should be over by then.
Oh, you want my itinerary? Oh, that's easy. Show up. Get dressed. Win all my matches. Gloat about it. Take a shower. Get redressed. Go party with Maeve. That's my itinerary.
All right. That seems like a pretty solid itinerary. All right. Thank you very much, Griff, and you have a good evening. We will talk with you next week, hopefully more about Immortal.
Yeah. Then have a good evening. I'll
Good
fight.
evening.
Want a cookie before I go?
You might want to save those for somebody else.
I already gave you stroke. Fine. I offered.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is making his first appearance here at the new studio. He is an RAWF legend. He is Mr. RAWF. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
In the shadows, the strings are tied, pulling on hearts each and every night. A twisted smile, a wordless scream. Judgment wakes from forgotten dreams. He's the master of the broken souls, turning minds to ash and coal. With every thread that he controls, the world decays, it takes its toll. Feel the weight of every lie. He's watching with unblinking eyes. You can't escape, no place to hide, as the strings of fate unwind. Judgment, the puppet master. In his hands you'll never be free. He pulls the strings to make you suffer. Tears alone he'll let you sing. Judgment, the puppet master, feeding on your misery. In the dark, bow to the tasker, a puppet for eternity.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. RAWF, he is Judgment. Good evening, Judge.
Good evening, Amadeus.
Welcome to the new studio. What do you think?
Oh, it's very nice, very nice in here. Oh, elevation. This chair. This is a nice area. This is nice. This
hi.
is really nice.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. All right, just making sure you could hear us anyways. So, Judge, nice to see you. Nice of you to pop in and visit us here. It is Immortal season, and yes, it is indeed, as you said, or as you asked earlier, it's time to start thinking about the Hall of Fame this year. And what is your? Do you have any ideas on who you think should go into the RAWF Hall of Fame?
Well, if you're going to go back in time, like you said, they was talking about. Of course, you have to look at El Pabs, my little midget friend that sits on my shoulder. You know, he was a he was a star here. And then you can go back. You got to look at some other people. I'm not going to give up right now. I'm going to go put my suggestions in.
All right, you're cutting in and out on us, Judge.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. You are kind of cutting in and out on us here, so we might, we're not don't. Hopefully, we'll keep you able to keep you on. But at any rate, how have you been? What have you been up to in retirement, sir?
I just been chilling out, relaxing, doing a few things here and there, and doing a few things, working behind the scenes, and getting some stuff going on. Yeah.
Judge, if you could turn off your camera, I think that would probably help.
You turn off your camera. Oh, camera. Is that better?
Yep.
And we lost him.
We lost him. All right. Well, that's too bad. It was good to hear from him. But at any rate, at least we got to hear from him. Hopefully we'll hear more from him in the future, but I have a feeling he had some issues here. We'll have to rectify at another time. All right. Well, with all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if those of you listening would, because we're going to take off here in just a moment, JBS both the Hall of Fame and Xanther donation scenes for us. we're going to keep those alive for a little while. And as the journey to Immortal continues, we will keep you all updated on all the latest Immortal news. El Vacant, any final thoughts on anything we just heard tonight?
Yeah, don't try to dye anything in Ireland green. It'll be kitschy.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. I like that. Anyways, folks, for El Vacant, I am Lord Amadeus. We're going to call it a night. And hopefully, I'll be able to upload this to YouTube here in the next hour or so. Keep an eye out. Well, we will see you all right here next week. It's going to be a big weekend in Dublin, Ireland. This is RAWF After Hours on the RAWF Radio Network.
The shadow of the moonlight, a figure stands alone, a warrior born. Through the ages, through the pain, his name etched in blood, forever torn. The Lion of London roars in the night. No mercy, no weakness, no end in sight. The inevitable rise, the tempest unleash. All shall fall when the Kraken's released. Through fire and blood, his hands are stained. He stands alone, with none to restrain. Unstoppable force, a wrath untamed. No kingdom or god can withstand his name. Griffins are beyond the immortal one. Eternal champion, his war's never done. Hunter of monsters, a faction of one. In a world that's broken, he stands with none. The tempest rages, his head held high. An immortal legend that will never die. Through centuries of violence, his name never fades. He fights through the ages, his will never swayed. The lion roars, the tempest breaks. His blood will drown the gods' mistakes. No chains will bind, no cage will hold. The immortal Griffith, fearless and bold. The Kraken unleashed, with fury untold. He slaughters the beast, with eyes so cold. Forged in battle, in blood and fire. Disrespect him, your fate is dire. Through fire and blood, his hands are stained. He stands alone, with none to restrain. Unstoppable force, a wrath untamed. No kingdom or god can withstand his name. Griffins are beyond the immortal one. Eternal champion, his war's never done. Hunter of monsters, a faction of one. In a world that's broken, he stands with none. The tempest rages, his head held high. An immortal legend that will never die. Trembles beneath his gaze. The faction of one in a world ablaze. No ally, no friends, no force by his side. He'll fight through the ages with nothing to hide. The unstoppable will of a soul forged in pain. A storm of destruction, a warrior unchained. A destiny carved in the blood of the fallen. The lion's fury, the tempest is calling. Griffins are beyond the immortal one. Eternal champion, his war's never done. Hunter of monsters, a faction of one. In a world that's broken, he stands with none. The tempest rages, his head held high. An immortal legend that will never die. Through the storm, through the fire, he stands alone, the world of fire. The Lion of London, fierce and wild. The immortal Griffin, forever reviled. As the tempest grows, the world's embrace. No one shall ever take his place. Through the storm, through the fire, He stands alone, the world up higher. The Lion of London, fierce and wild. The immortal Griffith, forever reviled.